There's nothing more rewarding than on a Sunday afternoon cooking a nice hot batch of scones straight from the oven. But these are a little bit different. These are chocolate scones. And who better to make chocolate scones? Trishy, my chocolate queen.
Here I am, scone ready.
Tell me about these scones.
All right, quick and easy. We need to sift in some flour.
Sure, I can do that.
Self-raising flour for that. And I'm going to give you some cocoa because they're not going to be chocolate scones without some cocoa.
No way. You know, when I first started to bake, which was a long time ago, this was one of the first things I learned how to make. And you've got to nail them because it is a really easy recipe to do, but sometimes they can be not light and fluffy, and that's what you want with a scone. You don't want them to be rocks.
There's a knack for sure. That needs a little bit of sugar in there too.
Sure, can put that in there. And I'll just get rid of all those little bits there.
Yeah.
Because it does, like you've taught me many times, it holds a little bit of moisture.
That's right, that's what the Bourneville cocoa does. It also gives it fantastic flavour. I'm going to mix all that in. So I've got a little bit of sugar and a pinch of salt in there too.
Pinch of salt, I can do that for you. And I see you're not using a spoon, you're using a knife.
Oh, I just think it gets a bit clunky and gluggy, so I'd rather just use a knife. So I've got about 30 grams of butter that we can rub in here. And the main trick is with rubbing in butter that you just use your fingertips.
Great.
Because they're the coolest part of your hand.
And it's also really important to be light-handed so we get that light and fluffy effect.
That's exactly right, the way everyone likes them. All right, now, that's great. I've got all of that through. If you're not sure whether you've done it all, you can give the bowl a shake. Any big lumps will come up to the top. So we're good to go. I need milk, and can you please measure out half a cup of chocolate chips?
Sure can. So this is not a classic scone. It's got two types of chocolate in it.
I know.
Tell me a little bit about these chocolate chips. Are they going to melt into the scone?
Well, they do soften and melt, but they hold their shape because their formulation's a little bit different to our melts. Now, there's an old trick about scones that says the wetter the better. I think that's wet enough.
Okay.
And I'm just going to turn that out here onto the board. And I think this is where the big issue can come with scones. If you start to put too much extra flour in at this stage, that's when it all starts to turn quite heavy. Yeah, the wetter the better, that's what they used to always say.
Great. So the choc chips go in at this stage?
Yes, they can go in now.
Okay, so just sprinkle all on top?
Oh yeah, I'll bring them all in.
Oh, yes.
Come on, in you go, fellas.
This is a really great idea to get the kiddies involved too.
Absolutely.
Basic recipe. You can put lots of choc chips in because I know they like them. And we've got a tray over here and we just put a little bit of butter on the tray ready to go. And what temperature is the perfect temperature for scones?
Look, one of the things with scones is that it needs to be really a very hot oven, so around 220.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And you've got this to about, what's the thickness there?
Oh, about 2.5 centimetres, I suppose.
Because we do not want little flat scones.
We want decent
fat
sconies.
scones.
I've just floured that. If you can put them onto the tray,
Sure.
make sure you flour that cutter. And one of the big rules for scones, no twisting. If you twist the cutter, it can make them kind of rise wonky.
Good.
So straight up and down.
Great tip. Do we need to separate them or have them close?
Close. Because as they rise, they help to sort of inch up together.
Sure thing. And how long are we going to cook your chocky scones for, Trish?
Usually about 10 to 12 minutes so that they're well risen, and if you tap them they might sound a little bit hollow too. And before we put them in we might give them a little brush with the little bit of leftover milk just on the top. That'll just shine them up a little on the top. There we go. And this becomes what we always called the cooked scone. So that's the big jumble of all of them in together. My kids always like the cooked scone.
You can have this one and I'll have the rest.
Thanks, what a trade-off.
These have just come out of the oven. It smells divine in here. And you want to eat them when they're still hot. I like them when they're still hot. Not scorching. But we should have the cook's scone.
Fair.
You were telling me that you're not allowed to cut scones. It's etiquette to pull them apart.
That's right.
Trishy, look at that.
Yum, look at all those little chocolate bits. Yum. Delish, huh? How
You
good
can
is
have the
that?
smaller one.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind. Here.
Thank you. And it's sacrilege not to put a bit of jam and a bit of cream or a lot of cream.
Get into it. Delish.
Silence. When Trish is silent, it means she loves her own scones. And I can tell you now, that is the ultimate scone. Chalky scones. Cheers.
Cheers.